We use the TILE, Task, Individual, Load and Environment format for manual handling risk assessment. This method helps us identify possible risk factors by grouping them into the below characteristics. Task. This looks at what the person is attempting to do in order to determine if it is safe to proceed. For example, does it require any twisting, stooping or reaching? Is there excessive physical effort required or excessive lowering or lifting? Is there strenuous pushing or pulling involved or any repetitive handling? Does the task involve handling objects by 2 or more people? Where the task is determined to be potentially dangerous, employees should look for a way to modify the task to make it safer. For example, a task which requires an employee to move 5 50-kilogram sacks at a time by hand over a long distance presents an increased risk of injury. However, the task can be made safer by using a manual handling aid, such as a trolley, to carry the sacks. Individual. This looks at the person. Have they received adequate training, and are they physically capable of successfully completing the task? Are there any potential health issues that may restrict them from carrying out the task, for example, pregnancy or disability? Is the employee dressed appropriately for the type of manual handling they will be carrying out? For instance, their clothing should not restrict their movement, nor force them to adopt a bad posture. Their shoes should also provide sufficient grip to prevent slipping. Any jewellery which they are wearing which could get caught in the load should be covered up. Finally, is PPE required when carrying out the task? For example, steel-toed shoes or gloves. Load. This looks at what the person is attempting to move. Is it too large or too heavy? Is it too hot, cold, greasy or sharp? Does the object demand an awkward or difficult grip, and is the object unstable with content that is likely to move around? Does it require bending or twisting of the trunk? Environment. This looks at the surroundings. Is there sufficient room for movement? Is there an uneven or slippery floor? Is there adequate lighting allowing for good visibility? Are there comfortable working conditions? For example, is it too hot or cold, or is it a dusty environment? Please note, this is not an exhaustive list. In addition, employees should reduce risks in their work area where possible by practicing good housekeeping. This means maintaining clear walkways, which are free from tripping hazards, with sufficient room to move safely.